I'm Dr. Astrid Larsson, and I used to think I had the world figured out. My life was a perfect balance of research, teaching, and debunking ancient myths with modern science. Funny how one artifact can change, well, everything. There I was, in my office at the university, surrounded by relics of a world I thought was pure fiction. Little did I know, this particular relic was about to turn my world upside down. If only I'd known then what Odin's ravens know now.
Sometimes, Astrid, myths are more than just stories. They're the echoes of Bragi's songs.
Please, Jensen, science explains everything. Myths are just ancient misunderstandings, not whispers from Valhalla. Look around, Jensen. Everything here is proof that science, not myth, holds the answers. These achievements weren't granted by the Norns, but earned through rigorous research and logic. I was, well, let's say confident in my beliefs. Overly confident, perhaps. As stubborn as Thor himself, you might say. But I wasn't completely heartless. Just focused, like Tyr in battle, having trouble with the material.
I just don't see how archaeology and mythology connect.
Think of it this way. Mythology is like the source code of ancient cultures. We archaeologists, we are the debuggers. We're untangling the threads of fate, just like the Norns. Little did I know I was about to debug something far beyond my comprehension. Something that would make Loki's mischief look like child's play. That night I decided to stay late. Something about that artifact was calling to me, like a riddle begging to be solved. If I could just figure out this inscription, it's like trying to decipher Odin's whispers. What in the name of Schrodinger's cat? By Freya's necklace.
Where am I? What realm is this? Is this Midgard?
This is impossible. You can't be. You're not real. What? Okay, Astrid, think rationally. There must be a logical explanation for this. Maybe it's a hologram, an elaborate prank. Or maybe, just maybe, and just like that, my perfectly rational world turned upside down. Myths, it turns out, have a way of becoming very, very real. The Ragnarok of my scientific beliefs had begun. So there I was, a rational scientist face to face with a Norse god. Talk about a paradigm shift. Okay, let's approach this systematically. You're Baldur, god of light and purity. But how did you get here? And why now?
I'm not certain. My memories are as fragmented as Bifrost after Thor's hammer strike. It's all a blur of light and chaos.
And so began our crash course in Norse mythology and modern living. It was like teaching quantum physics to a toddler, while the toddler taught me the secrets of the universe.
Are you a trapped spirit, small oracle? Your magic is unlike any I've encountered in the 9 realms.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
No, Baldur, it's just advanced technology. Although sometimes I do wonder. Here, let me show you how it works. It's not magic, but it might seem like it at first. This can't be a coincidence. Your arrival, these events, they're connected, aren't they? The timing is too perfect to be mere chance.
In my heart, I fear it's true. The threads of fate are weaving a tapestry of chaos, and I fear we are at its center.
That's when we decided to dive deep into the ancient texts. And let me tell you, what we found was, well, apocalyptic. When the god of light returns to Midgard, the chains of fate shall strain. The twilight of the gods approaches. It's all here, written in the very fabric of reality.
Ragnarok. My presence here has set it in motion, the end of all things, and it begins with my return. How could I have been so blind?
And just like that, our little academic exercise turned into a race against the apocalypse. Talk about high stakes.
Astrid, there's something I must tell you about why I was banished from Asgard. It's connected to this artifact and to the coming of Ragnarok.
Astrid, what's going on? The board is questioning your research. They're talking about revoking your tenure.
And there it was. My professional life crumbling like Valhalla's walls, just as I discovered the world was literally ending. Talk about a bad day at the office. I can explain everything, but you need to trust me. What we're dealing with here goes beyond academia. It's about the fate of our world. Standing there, caught between worlds, I realized that sometimes the hardest person to conquer is yourself. My beliefs, my career, my entire worldview, everything was on the line. And yet, The world needed us. Ragnarok was coming, and we were the only ones who could stop it. So there we were, a disgraced archaeologist and a banished god, racing against the clock to stop the end of the world. Just your average Tuesday, right? According to the text, we need to return to where you first appeared and perform the ritual of... how do you pronounce this?
Alfsolvorf, it means elven sun turn.
Right, because that's so much clearer. Wait, we're not going to make it in time by car. We need to think outside Pandora's box. If I'm right, and let's face it, I usually am, this quantum entanglement device should allow us to teleport to my office.
And now seems the perfect time to test it.
Well, when better to test a reality-bending device than when reality itself is falling apart. In that moment, seeing the fabric of reality itself coming apart, I realized something profound. Science and mythology weren't opposing forces. They were two sides of the same coin.
I call upon the power of the Aesir, the Vanir, and all the realms.
Initiating quantum field stabilization now. Did it work?
Look closely, Astrid. What do you see?
It's beautiful. A perfect blend of our worlds.
As it should be, science and magic, myth and reality, all part of the grand tapestry of existence.
And just like that, my world had changed forever. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way.